Jill, and this is Teen Cuisine, and today we're going to be talking about ways to spice up your lunch. Peanut butter and jelly is so boring, and I'm sure you've had enough bologna and turkey sandwiches to last a lifetime. So today we're going to be making a really fun wrap, and we're going to start with the sun-dried tomato and basil wraps. And these add great flavor to your wraps instead of just using regular white tortilla shells, but you can use those if you'd like as well. We're going to start by making the sauce for our chicken wrap, and it takes a half a cup of mayonnaise. So I'm going to go ahead and get this measured out here. And it's going to depend how much mayonnaise you're going to use depending on how many wraps you're making and how much chicken you're going to put in each wrap. Okay, we got about a half a cup there, and I'm just going to put this into a bowl here so that I can mix it. And what gives this wrap such great flavor is actually the seasonings that we're adding to it. The seasoning here is something completely unexpected. We're actually going to be using a taco seasoning. Now I know you think this is for ground beef and for tacos, but this is for wraps too. And it is absolutely so flavorful. And honestly, you won't even know what's in it. So I'm going to use, this is going to be a little tricky, but I'm going to use about 2 teaspoons. It kind of depends on how you want it to taste. With each additional teaspoon you add, it's just going to be a little bit more powerful and flavorful. I'm just going to use a fork here so I can mix this up right here. Make sure that you mix it well. You don't want to have any large chunks of taco seasoning. You're going to get a huge bite of that. So make sure you scrape the bottom. And this is even a different play on a normal wrap that you would have. This is some flavors that I'd never heard of before, and they work really good together. Okay, I've got this here. Once you're almost done, you can go ahead and scrape the bottom here just to make sure that you got it all mixed up thoroughly. Like I said before, we do not want large chunks of this being eaten at once. The next step in this wrap is super simple, and it's just some baked chicken. This chicken was baked for 3 hours on 350 a couple days ago, and you can either stick it in the refrigerator or you can even stick it in the freezer and it will last a really long time. So anytime you want to make a wrap like this, you just pull out your serving size and you're set to go. It's a quick way to make a good meal. Or an even faster way for if you're not quite prepared is this chicken breast. And this is just a can of chicken breast, and it can be easily used with this sauce. Just make sure you drain it first and throw the sauce on top, and you're ready to go. So I'm going to take my chicken here, and I'm just going to add to it this sauce. Make sure that I get as much as I can out of there. And I'm going to just mix this together so that it forms a nice coating over the chicken. Not too thick. You want to make sure that the chicken is still going to be the star here, but we do want to add some flavor to the chicken. So I'm just going to kind of mix this up a little bit. Now this is flavorful already, but I've got a secret ingredient for you you'll never expect in a sandwich. Doritos. Okay, you think these chips are for the side ingredient? No, they're not. They are included in this wrap here. So what I like to do is I like to take just a little plastic baggie and make almost like you would a serving size for a lunch. Maybe a few more than that just to add to your wrap here. Okay. Like that. Make sure you seal it, try to get as much air out as possible, and then Let's have lots of fun with the rolling pin again. And we can just go ahead and crush these here. You're going to want quite little pieces because obviously this is going to be inside the wrap, so you're not going to be wanting to bite down on a large piece of Dorito. It's more for flavor and for a crunch inside the wrap. It's something completely unexpected, and it's going to be like, what is inside of this wrap? Pretty soon you're going to be writing this recipe down for absolutely every kid at your lunch table. Okay, when they're about this size, they're just perfect. You can taste them in it, but it's not going to be a huge crunch in your mouth when you bite into it. Some really nice color to the dish as well. The taco seasoning gave it a little bit of a dark orange color. This is just intensifying the color. And you know, we eat with our eyes as well as our mouths. The first thing is what we see. And we can tell ourselves a lot by what we see. We think, no, that's going to be gross. It might be. So make sure that you make your food as pleasant to the eye as possible. Okay. The next thing we're going to add is just a little bit of cheese. I love cheese. I can't make anything without cheese. So I'm going to use a little bit of shredded cheddar cheese. And when I say a little bit, I literally mean just a small handful. There are so many powerful flavors going on in this wrap that we really don't want to overcomplicate it with a lot of cheese. So just a small handful of cheese. This wrap, and as you can see, it's getting sort of like a pasty. This is the perfect consistency for the wrap, and it's got lots and lots and lots of flavor in it. You'll be so amazed and surprised at the amount of flavor. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually make the wrap, okay? And there are a couple different styles to making a wrap, but you know me, I've got my own style. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tomato and basil wrap, which is so good. Honestly, I probably could just eat the wrap itself, but we're making this wrap with chicken in it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a good helping in the middle of this wrap here. And some people you can make it any way you want. I just like to put it right in the middle like this, a good helping right there. Now we can also add some lettuce to this. And you can go ahead and chop it if you want, or you can just add it right like it is. This is actually romaine lettuce that I got out of a bag, so it's super simple. I mean, this is so quick and easy to make. It's going to be a great lunch. Okay, so here is the specialty of it. Folding it this way, and folding it this way. Okay, fold that in. And then like this, over, and like this, over, and then like this. Beautiful. Look at that absolutely gorgeous wrap we have here. Now, this is quite a large serving for one lunch because there's a lot of chicken in there. You saw the amount of chicken we were making. So what I like to do is I like to make 2 lunches ahead of time. So look at this. You cut it in half, you have 2 lunches, and oh, so good. My favorite compliment to this wrap is actually a good old-fashioned apple. Who doesn't like apples, right? So I'm going to go ahead and get a new knife here. And I'm just going to slice this apple up and have a few apple slices with my wrap. Okay. And of course you're going to want to core it and make sure that you get all the cores out and stuff like that. And then my secret to having apples not be brown when you're eating them, because I hate brown apples, because again, we taste with our eyes. When we see brown, we don't think brown is good, even though it's fine. I have a secret ingredient that I use, and it's apple juice. You've all heard of the lemon juice thing. You put a little lemon juice on your apples and it keeps them from turning brown. But I got a better idea. Apple juice. Apple juice is made from apples. It works the same as lemon juice, but it's a lot sweeter and you don't get that sour aftertaste from the lemon. So I always put a little bit of apple juice on my apples, put them in a baggie, and they're great for lunch. How simple is it to bag this up, throw it in your bag, maybe add a few chips, carrot sticks, celery sticks, and a little bit of apple, and you're all set to go. So I'm just gonna go ahead, cut out the core, and then I'm gonna go ahead and slice it. And these apple slices go great with this wrap because it's able to cut the richness of the mayonnaise and the chicken and the Doritos and everything else that's in the wrap with a nice, crisp, sweet apple. And this is absolutely the perfect lunch. And it's great for school. Bag it up, you're out the door in 3 seconds because this can easily be made the night before, wrapped in some saran wrap or inside of the baggie, and you're good to go. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Teen Cuisine. I am Jill, and I hope we've spiced up your school lunches.